Oh, hello. I know that's not Matt, but I know it's Lorinda. Hi, darling. I have you muted, but if you want to unmute yourself, you can go ahead and do that. Or use the chat, whatever you prefer. And you are right on time. I love it. That must mean you're excited. Or, okay, so I have Lorinda and Matt. So let me guess, Matt is Mary. Hi, ladies. Before we get started, if you want to, I don't know who else is going to be joining us today. Oh, gotcha. Okay, cool. Okay. Before we get started, you may want to get some water because you're going to need that today. We're going to do a lot of energy work here today. And this is being recorded. So everything on these calls gets recorded and you'll be able to have access to them. I usually try to get this uploaded by the same night. Usually it doesn't take very long for me to do that. And so I put it up on an unlisted YouTube page just because I've worked with Dropbox before and I do use that for some files, some audio files and whatnot, but something always happens with the Dropbox, or someone can't access their account, or the video goes away, or it's just weird. So I just found that everyone can use YouTube pretty much without any difficulty, and so I put it on an unlisted YouTube page so it's easy for everybody to access and get at. And then, you know, I don't take it down. It's just up there for forever. And also because I'm thinking about turning this course into just an online course for people who you know, don't have the money to do the full-on group workshop with me, and they just want to do this as an online course for a less expensive price. So that way I have all the videos, I have all the materials, and they can do it on their own, and then they can do this in a way that it's more affordable to them. Because there's some ladies who really wanted to do this, but can't afford it as the group program. So I don't know who else is going to join us here, but did you have any questions for me, Lorinda, while I got you here? Any questions at all? Did you get all your materials okay in the email? Right on. There's a lot to look through. I know that. So don't get overwhelmed with the amount of material that's in this course. Yes, we're going to do a lot of energy clearing here and activating and healing. There's a lot of material. Not sure what to ask yet. That's okay. You will have questions. There is a lot of material, but the great thing about this course is that you can really pace it in a way that is comfortable for you and in a way where you can assimilate this material more comfortably. Hey, Megan. Which means, you know, because you have access to all these recordings, you know, if you feel like you're here today, obviously, for the live recording, maybe you won't be able to make it to one of the other live recordings. It's okay. You'll have access to all of the web recordings that we're doing, and you can listen to them at your own pace. You can listen to them over and over. And what I've encouraged many of the ladies who have already taken this course with me to do is to listen to this over and over again, because the way these sacred soul alignments work, and many of the other attunements and activations and flushes that I'm sharing in this course, they work better if you run them again and again, because they are dual in nature. They are both healing and activating at the same time. So think about it this way. You listen to it once, it's clearing you and your energy where you're at that moment, okay? And in doing that, it kind of ushers you into this next threshold of your abundance, your prosperity, that next, you know, echelon of where you are with your energy. You're more open, you're more clear, you're more accepting, you've got less filters for all the stuff you want to pull into your life, okay? So it's healing in that regard, and it's ushering in that next level. And then when you reach that next level, just because of the very dense energetic nature of who we are as human beings, you know, we are privy to a lot of different frequencies coming in to our awareness all the time, and that means that we have more stuff that we need to clear. Even when we get to that next level, that higher awareness, that higher consciousness, that still ushers in a shift, and it brings in new levels of resistance. It brings in new levels of blocks, and that could be, you know, stuff that you thought you chipped away at before and dealt with. There's a deeper level of it now because you've reached that next threshold. Does that make sense? Yeah. So every time you run these, you're healing at the level where you're at, and you're activating to the next level. But when you get to that next level, you still need to heal there too. It's part of this very interesting duality of being in third dimensional awareness at one time and being in fifth dimensional awareness at the same time. You know, we've got one foot in 3D consciousness and in our 3D perception or reality, which is where we spend most of our time. But we are at this very interesting time with all these planetary shifts happening where we are accelerating, we are amplifying our consciousness. We are moving into more of a fourth dimensional and a fifth dimensional awareness. And that means that that veil between the dimensions is thinning. And so we are becoming these bigger light bodies. And we have all this information, all this wisdom coming into us at all times. But because we're still in 3D awareness, we have a lot of filters. You know, there's a lot of ego consciousness that's blocking some of that out. So what's brilliant about these activations, these sacred soul alignments, these flushes and these empowerments that I'm sharing with you in this course, is it helps your light body to really teach your physical body how to better assimilate all these energies that are coming in, how to kind of, you know, tread that interesting territory in between the dimensions. And doing some of the things in particular in this course, like the multidimensional self-activation, which I'm going to share, and the timeline jump manifestation method, you really begin to understand that you are a multidimensional being with your awareness in many places at once. And the bending time alignment helps you to realize that as well. And so Rashna is here too. Okay, cool. So we've got more of you filtering in. So a lot of you ladies have been with me before, and I want to say welcome back. And I'm so glad you're here for the second round because this is going to be even more exciting. I'm so excited to share some of the new stuff in here that we didn't do in the 4-week course. Obviously, you know, we went from, what was it, 30 activations in the 4-week course. Now we're doing 48. That's a huge jump, right? So there's a lot of energy that's going to be coming at you in the next 6 weeks. So it's really, really important to practice some more self-care. And that means, you know, if you have a regular meditation practice, and I hope you do, this is really going to help you out. It's going to help you assimilate these energies much better. It's going to prepare your physical body and your energy body in a much better way to be able to receive all of this energy coming in, this huge influx of energy that's going to be filtering into your consciousness. Nutrition is going to be very important for you. You are going to want to, I did a post about this in my Facebook group the other day about, you know, it's more important now than ever to think of food as fuel. And as you do this energetic work, you really, really have to think about the food, that nutritional intake, as being fuel. So what's happening when we do these alignments and this energetic work, these attunements, these activations, our DNA is upgrading. It's upgrading anyway, but this is helping you do that even more, and actually at an accelerated rate. So what is your DNA made up of? Protein, amino acids. So the more you can supplement with good, clean, green protein, specifically like spirulina, broken cell wall chlorella, this is really going to be an incredible nutritional buffer for you to be able to, it's like I said, your light body is now really trying to teach your physical body to assimilate all these energies. Help your physical body out as much as you possibly can. This is a co-creative process, right? So do what you can nutritionally, lots of clean, fresh water. Hopefully on the more alkaline side. If you have access to alkalized water, please try to do that. That's a pH of 5 or above, okay? When our bodies are more acid, the body tends to go into, immune its immune up a little bit higher, and it's working that much harder to be able to keep the body at an even keel so that it can constantly repair itself. But if you are having a more alkalized body, you can actually help the body out to just assimilate all this energetic work, and it's running pretty good on its own. You don't have to do extra work if it's already fairly alkalized. I hope that makes sense. And alkalizing, when you're also alkalizing your body when you have access to like super greens, okay? So, you know, barley grass, wheatgrass, any kind of super greens powder blend, throw it in your smoothie. Make this something that you have every day. Get yourself some good broken cell wall chlorella tablets. They're, you know, these little tiny green tablets. You take like 10 of them a day. It will really, really help you. And it's brain food too, and that's what you really need when you're doing this work as well. It'll keep your energy up. Eating lots of fresh leafy greens is going to be really, really helpful because it helps your liver to filter toxins out. And doing energetic work, we release a lot of toxins. We need to flush a lot of stuff that comes up. Because just because we're doing this work energetically and releasing things, we're also releasing things on a physical level. So if you have any questions about that, please reach out to me and I can help you with that. Water, really, really super important. Super important anyway. You want to stay hydrated, but as you do this work, water is the great purifier. You want to flush out, filter out toxins as much as possible as we do this work. What else did I want to say? I think that was it. Are there any questions before we talk a little bit more about the nature of these alignments? And I kind of go through, I'm going to briefly go through the breakdown of each of the 6 weeks. I'm not going to talk about every single alignment, but I'm going to talk about, because obviously we've got a theme every week. If you read through the full 6-week breakdown of the course, and I hope you did, there's a theme every week. So I want to be able to talk about that really briefly. When I was setting up the 6-week course, I really wanted to focus on different facets of the sacred feminine and abundance, and bringing in abundance and manifesting and what all of that means, and tying all of that together in a way where it felt very cohesive and had a flow to it. And so we're ending on really big energy in week 6 because we are going to be moving into reclaiming your power. And that's going to be a really, really potent week for you to really feel like standing in your power, standing tall, speaking your truth, really establishing yourself as a powerful being in probably ways that you never have before. So I'm really excited about that. Rashna says, last time you also went into what you were picking up for each of us individually. Yes, I'm definitely going to do that. That's why, and I was explaining this to Lorinda before you got here, Rashna, is that after I do this course, because I'm going to have, you know, all the recordings, and I've obviously gotten all the written material in place for people that couldn't afford to do this group workshop with me. I'm going to put this available. I'm going to make it available so people can do an online course, and it'll obviously be at a much more discounted price than being able to work with me individually, because, you know, what you're paying for when you work with me individually is that I tune into you intuitively. So, you know, Rashna, you know, we've done group workshops together, and we did the timeline manifestation method and all that. You know, the great thing about being able to work with me in a group is that I get to tune into you individually, each one of you. And it's good that this group is small so that I'm able to do that. And I'm able to see in this workshop, and I will be doing this, yes, absolutely, to answer your question, where you are resisting some of these energies coming in, and also how it looks. So you'll see this today. I mean, it'll be just like we did it last time, Rashna, where when I'm running these attunements, when I'm actually activating you to these, or I'm attuning you to these activations, I should say, I tune into each one of you individually, and I can see where you are either resisting it, or where there's shadow and where that's dissolving or resolving or moving out. I can see where or how your body is reading this sometimes. And that will either manifest for me visually, I'll feel it, or I'll just know it. Sometimes I'll hear it. The great thing about being able to do these alignments is that it's totally amped up all of my clairs. And especially doing the light body integration and the ascension flush symptom flush attunement is that it's kind of gotten rid of all these filters so that my clairs could really come up to the fore to really be amplified. And all of those abilities have been accelerated, which is great when you do these group workshops with me, because I can see what's going on, I can hear what's going on, I can see it, and I can know it, and I can feel it. So yes, the long answer to your question is that I will absolutely be doing that. Seeing where you're holding resistance, but also seeing where you're really accepting this, where it's really flowing in and how it's amplifying or magnifying for you in your energy. So I will be doing that for sure. And also that's a really fun thing for me to see. What I love about, I've been doing these sacred soul alignments with people individually. Yeah, it is super helpful. It's so super helpful. When I've been doing this with people individually, it's much different when I read people's energy individually, when I run these sacred soul alignments on them, as to when I do it in a group. When I do it in a group, it's like I see you guys all in a bubble. And so I see you individually, but I also see the collective energy, which is really, really interesting thing to see, because when we get together and we do this work in a group, not only does it completely amplify all the energies of the attunements themselves, but it amplifies each one of your energies as well. So if there's one of you that's resisting, that does resonate just a little bit with everyone else in the group. But because there's someone else in the group who's more accepting of the energies, that energy resonates with everyone else too. So you get this really interesting dynamic that happens when we do this in a group. And I love doing this in a group. If it was up to me, I would just be teaching this course all the time, because I really, really love it. And I wish I was better at marketing and sales, because I would have loved to have more women in here, because I think this material is so amazing. I think these soul alignments are absolutely incredible. It's changed my life. It's changed my business. And I want to share it with so many more women, because I feel like they just don't know what they're missing. And yeah, I know it's cost prohibitive for some people, but I feel it's an incredible investment in your future. And the fact that you have access to this, you have lifetime access to all this stuff, and you can run these attunements over and over again. It's really an invaluable course. And in that way, it's probably underpriced. But anyway, so if there's no other questions, let's get started, and we'll walk you through. If you want to pull up your breakdown for the course. So if you look up the Sacred Feminine Manifestation Alignment Group Course Manual, I don't know if you all had a chance to read through it. For those of you that have taken the course, I basically took the template that I had before and added everything else to it and did the full 6-week breakdown of it. But the Sacred Feminine Manifestation Alignment is a series of 48 energetic healings, attunements, sacred soul alignments that leave you with no doubt that you are the creator of your reality and that you are powerful enough to design the life of your dreams. And this results in a powerful overall soul alignment that allows you to call forth your abundance and prosperity in profound ways without blocks or resistance. Now, I want to say a little something about that first. Because of the nature of these attunements and activations and alignments, it will, because it's healing, remember, it will bring blocks up for you that maybe were just beneath the surface, stuff that you have been pretending not to know about yourself, stuff that you have known that was there, but you didn't want to look at it, you didn't want to acknowledge it, you didn't want to deal with it. It's going to bring that stuff up. This is an inevitable process. And those of you who've been through this course know that it kind of, as we're manifesting, what happens is the stuff that you're calling forth that you want to manifest, it calls up all those blocks forth as well. Because this is the universe's way of saying, all right, well, if you really want this, then you have to clear all this first so you can get at it. And that's very much what these alignments help you do. It calls forth just as much of the resistance as it calls forth the things that you want to receive. Because the universe, in its infinite love and support of you, wants you to be able to clear this resistance once and for all and release these blocks and get rid of it. So when these blocks do come up, please be aware of them. Do not try to suppress them. Do not try to pretend that they're not there. These blocks, this resistance, it's coming up for a reason. This is a universal message that hey, it's time for you to just fucking deal with this shit already, okay? It's enough. We've had enough. We are so close to our abundance at all times. It's there. It's in our reality. It is in our energy all the time. It's only ever us that pushes it away and keeps it at arm's length from us because of the energy we're putting out, because of our thoughts and our beliefs. So if you're noticing that this is kind of amplifying certain beliefs that has kept your abundance away from you, make note of those beliefs. Be aware of what they are. And then do something to clear them. Do EFT tapping. Do the forgiveness prayer. I'm going to be offering actually a really powerful workshop coming up mid-June that is going to be the Belief Upgrade Bootcamp. And it's going to be just a 2-week energetic course. I'm only going to have 9 women in there. I want to keep the group really small, really intimate, because I want to work with each woman in the group very individually. And what we're going to do is blast through the beliefs that you've been holding on to that have been keeping you in a lack mentality and in a space of scarcity, in a space of feeling like you're hopeless about whatever it is that you want to pull into your life. More love, more support, more financial abundance. You just cannot get a handle on your money, your debt, if it's owning you. All of that stuff, at the core of it, you have wounds there that are around your beliefs. So I'm going to be like a belief surgeon, and I'm going to extract those. We are going to extract those in this 2-week boot camp. And then we're going to download you with new beliefs. We're going to clear trapped emotions. So the stuff that's really been keeping you feeling like, I am never going to get ahead of this. I am never going to be able to have my prosperity. I don't deserve it. The universe doesn't have my back. All those shitty beliefs, we're going to extract them. So that's what this workshop is about. And I was going to tell you at the end, but it just happened that, we're talking about blocks and resistance. So I'm only opening it up to 9 women. So if you're interested, you should jump on it. I'm going to offer it for, I think I'm going to do $177. And it's 2 weeks of 1.5 to 2 hour calls. And it's just all about getting rid of these beliefs, the trapped emotions that are keeping you in lack and scarcity, pulling them out and downloading new ones. We're going to run some alignments, some new ones that we won't have access to in this course, to help you clear and activate. So anyway, that's my thing. But that being said, be aware of those blocks. Be aware of that resistance. Make note of them. Do your forgiveness mantra. If you don't know what that is, ask me. Do EFT tapping. Do chakra clearing. A really good chakra clearing meditation for you to do if you find this resistance, these blocks coming up, these beliefs coming up. Do the chakra clearing meditation that's on my website. It's really powerful for helping you move this stuff out and to balance and tone all the chakras. And it's katherinemarcel.com/free meditations and alignments. This is not like any other manifesting course you have ever taken, right? Okay, so this is purely energetic work. There are no exercises. Except for you doing the clearing on your own. There's no workbook. There's the manual for you to follow along with what we're doing every week. But other than that, this is purely energetic work. Other manifesting courses I've taken before have been about, doing these exercises and doing, clearing and healing and all that. And all that stuff is great. But I've never found anything to be as profound in its focus as doing these sacred soul alignments. And then these new attunements and flushes that you're going to have in this course that you didn't have last time if you took this course before. They're a really, really potent cocktail of you being able to just be at the top of your manifesting game. It's just so powerful. You will be able to call in your abundance in a way that matches the planetary shifts in consciousness that are happening right now, which allow you to bend time to your own will, to jump timelines, accelerate your manifesting to attract the support and prosperity that you need to do the things you are meant to do while you're here on this planet, instead of focusing your time and energy on what you do not have. Manifesting is not hard. I'm going to say that again. Manifesting is not hard. We just have to change the way that we've been thinking about it, and we have to take inspired action on this new playing field of heightened awareness. We are moving into 5th dimensional awareness and reality. This is a whole new playing field for us. That veil is thinning between the 3rd, 4th, and 5th dimensions. There are so many different ways that we can manifest our reality now. And I'm excited to share them with you in this course. The timeline, The time jump manifestation method is a perfect example of that. We are using 5D consciousness to be able to create our reality in 3D consciousness. It's really fucking cool. So we have to prepare our energy to receive the objects of our desire. Receiving is very much a divine feminine aspect to which we can be aligned. That's what this course is all about. We're aligning with that energy of being able to receive. One of the biggest problems women have with being able to call in their abundance is being worthy of receiving it, or feeling like, believing like they are worthy of receiving it. Oftentimes, it's not ever that our abundance is not there. It's not ever that our prosperity isn't there. We are not allowing ourselves to call it in. This course is going to change that. We can open up ourselves up to be, do, and have more, okay? In receiving these alignments myself and using the time jump manifestation method that I'm sharing with you, and that'll be next week, I've been able to call in my abundance in ways that I had not thought possible. Absolute truth. Absolute truth. My business tripled inside of 2 months. I've been able to just kind of call people out of the woodwork. I didn't even know people were even reading my stuff or paying attention to my meditations, or even knew who I was, were reaching out to me and asking me questions and signing up for either private sessions or workshops or what have you. If you are a healer or a light worker, you will call in all the support you need physically and energetically in order to be a larger vessel to hold light and support for those you serve, as you will experience ever-increasing levels of prosperity and abundance with these alignments. You will open up your energy to amplify the healing gifts and talents you already possess, and you will also usher in latent or previously undiscovered talents and abilities. So these sacred soul alignments are energies from the creator of all that is. So this is energy that is filtered through. It's coming from source energy, but it's filtered through by using divine transmissions of 100% pure light encoded with information, universal wisdom, cosmic wisdom. These are brought through by either archangels, ascended masters, spirit guides, other beings of 100% pure light, ever and always. I never ever work with dark energy. Those of you who worked with me before, you know that. We only work in the light. These alignments clear a great number of beliefs, potentially thousands of beliefs per alignment. It clears shock and trauma. It clears trapped emotions. It clears oaths, vows, soul contracts that we've taken in this lifetime or over many lifetimes. They collapse timelines that are no longer serving us. They balance the systems and cells of the body, delete negative genetic programming, activate dormant gifts and abilities, bring in new ones. They activate parts of the DNA and the crystalline cells in our body. It activates the sacred geometry in and around our energy bodies and our light bodies. It increases psychic abilities. It increases your intuition, and much, much more. And what's really incredible and potent about these is that these alignments, they work across all lifetimes, timelines, dimensions, space and reality, all space and time, and all directions of time, okay? So they clear and align. This is really something that speaks to our multidimensional nature, because it's clearing us and activating us on a multidimensional level. So they clear and align in the DNA, including your family's 7 generations forward in time and 7 generations backward in time, and in and for the collective consciousness. Anytime one of us heals and is activated, the collective consciousness is healed and activated. Please remember this when you do energy work, because it's absolutely true. And that's why it's so important to be good stewards of our emotions, of our thoughts, of our beliefs. Because if we are holding high vibration thoughts, energy, and beliefs, not only are we holding that for ourselves individually, but we are feeding the energy of the collective consciousness with our beliefs. So if you are mired in negative programming through your beliefs and your thoughts and your feelings, you are projecting that out. You are attracting more people to you who project that as well. So wouldn't you rather be projecting very high vibrational thoughts, feelings, emotions, beliefs? So I'm very, very happy to bring you this information. I'm so happy that you're here. This week is all about clearing and aligning. So here's what we're doing this week. We've got some big, big attunements coming in. So get ready to clear some energy, especially because not only are we doing the Divine Feminine Attunement, which basically is like I think of it as the master attunement for this course, because it really sets the template for your energy for everything that you're calling in this course. It attunes you to the mysteries of the divine feminine, and it's really opening up those gifts and abilities within you, and it's opening up your ability to receive in a much more profound way. But what's, I think, the most powerful thing about this week is the 5 disempowerment release attunements and a forgiveness activation. So this is releasing the energy of guilt and shame. This is releasing anger and resentment. It's releasing that feeling of hopelessness. A lot of us are holding a lot of grief and sorrow. The way I see it is like a shadow on the lungs, or just a dense, heavy, gray energy over the lungs. And the lungs is where, we hold grief, sadness, sorrow. And this is the kind of sadness and sorrow about, I don't have what I want. Why can't I have what I want? That sense of like despair about, why is my abundance so inaccessible to me? Why has it always felt so inaccessible to me? We carry a lot of grief and sadness around that, and it settles right here. So you may notice when we run this series of 5 disempowerment release attunements today, and the forgiveness activation as well, you may notice physically this feeling of heaviness being lifted away from your chest. And I'll be interested to know if that's happening for some of you. And this brings in also forgiveness, mercy, compassion, and unconditional love and acceptance. So as I said, these are all dual in nature. They are healing and they are activating. Because whenever we heal, we create a void. So we want to be able to put something in there when we take something out, always, okay? And we want to be in charge of what goes back in there, right? The light-body integration. This one is just, it's my favorite. It's my favorite. The light-body integration attunement is something that you need to activate over and over. So because you have access to these with your with these recordings, you can listen to the series of attunements over and over again, or you can just activate this one on your own. And in the manual that I gave you 2 different manuals for this one. So this particular alignment, the light body integration, once you receive this, and some of you in the course already have received this, you can, once you're attuned to this energy today, attune other people to the light body integration. That's why you have the student manual and you have access to the master manual. The master manual is for you to attune others. When you attune others, you give them the student manual, okay? They're pretty much identical. If you've read through them, you can see that. But it's really good to have something to explain what this is all about. So the light body integration attunement, you need to activate it more than once in order for it to be very useful to you. And that's why I give it to you in the first week of this course, because you're probably going to want to run this every week while you're in this course. And then going forward, I don't know if you want to run it every 2 weeks. I run it every 2 weeks for myself, but that's because I'm a light worker and I do energy work. You could be very satisfied with just doing this once a month, and that would be fine. I want to check in and see if there's any questions. No questions so far. Okay. I forget to do that. I forget to check in and see if there are questions. Let me go back to where I was here. The light body integration is one of these tools that I've been working with that I realize, well, now that I'm doing this work and I'm working more with fifth dimensional awareness and becoming more of an ambassador to ascension, which I've been called to do by my guides. When I was working in the Akashic Records, I just kept getting these messages about this, that I've done this before and I'm doing it again. So I'm like, okay, I guess I'm going to stop fighting it. But as I've been working more with this 5th dimensional energy, I've been realizing, like, where has this light body integration been all my life? I need to be using this all the time. This is an invaluable tool, because with this, think about this course, okay? Think about, you read through the 6 weeks, you saw these 48 energetic alignments, you're like, that's a lot of energy coming in. It is, okay? So what we're trying to do by having all of this energy come in to filter into our consciousness, what we need to do when we do that, anytime we do energy work, we have to have our light body, our energy body, teach our physical body how to assimilate these energies. So what this light body integration does is that, you know, anytime you feel like this, like a big influx of energy, could be more comfortable to you or better received by your body, because sometimes, let's face it, when we do energy healing, we reject it. It's our ego consciousness just trying to protect us. It's just doing its job of protecting us from anything that would feel foreign or unsafe or unfamiliar. So sometimes these energies are so high vibration and they're so powerful that in order to protect ourselves, our physical body, the ego consciousness will just repel it. It will reject it. But what the light body integration does is it allows your light body to teach your physical body that, you know what, this is actually okay. There's nothing harmful or unsafe or foreign about this. It's actually a part of you that already knows this stuff, because all of this energy coming at you, it's stuff that you already know on a soul level. You already know this. The infinite part of yourself knows this, and it's remembering this. You're not discovering this for the first time. You are remembering all this stuff. Does that make sense? So the light body integration is teaching your physical body, like, hey, we already know this. We already know this. It's not foreign. It's not unsafe. It's actually great. So let's have less filters here, guys, so we can pull this in. Let's rearrange all the energy receptors in our body to be able to pull in these particular energies. It allows the energy receptors actually in our cells to be in a shape that allows for us to receive these energies and to integrate them and utilize them, allowing for a deeper receipt and embodiment of these energies, okay? So that's why every week when we do this course, you are ushering in, a new amount of energy, and sometimes energies that can feel foreign to the physical body and want to reject them. But by running this light body integration, it's just like setting the table for the work that we're going to do here and get you primed, get you energetically primed and ready to receive all this stuff without filters, without resisting it and without rejecting it, okay? So I love this, and that's why I love introducing this in the first week. And then we're going to be doing some sacred goddess activations. And I listed all of those on a separate PDF just to keep things tidy. If you want to look up the goddess activations separately, it's just easier to have them on a separate sheet. And so this week is going to be Easter, Lakshmi, and Minerva. And you can read about those goddess alignment descriptions. So I just went through all of that individually for this week, but that's because we're in this week. I'm just going to briefly talk about the next group of weeks, and then we're going to do the alignments and activations after any questions you might have. Week 2 is all about multidimensional manifesting. We are multidimensional beings. We need to learn how to manifest multidimensionally. And the first thing I'm going to teach you in week 2 is the time jump manifestation method. And this is a really interesting method that is part divine download from working with the Hathors. And if you don't know who they are, that's okay. I'm going to go into that a little bit. But it's a way that I learned how to manifest multidimensionally, and I'm going to teach that to you. And so that takes a little bit of time. So, today we're going to go about an hour and a half. The next week we're also going to go about an hour and a half, because the time jump manifestation method takes me a little bit longer to teach you, to walk you through it. Once I've taught it to you, you can run it in 5 minutes, but it takes me a while to teach it to you. Success without sacrifice, pretty much self-explanatory, right? I love running this alignment. I do it all the time. The clarity attunement, which is great. The bending time attunement, which is a great thing to learn right alongside the time jump manifestation method. Poverty and struggle, energetic disconnect, clearing oaths and vows across this lifetime and all lifetimes, and more goddess activations. Week 3 is cellular clearing and activation. You get your first DNA activation, 12 strands. And this is an activation and empowerment. So this is not really, it's not a healing, it's not like a Reiki system or anything like that. And it's not an attunement, it's an empowerment. So it's changing your cell's memory. It's changing, it's basically changing on a cellular level how your DNA communicates. Not only with your physical body, but how, and in an outward sense, in an external sense, how you personally communicate with everyone, everything, the cosmos, the universe around you. And it really opens up pathways for you to receive greater levels of prosperity. It accelerates manifesting new realities on the 3D plane. It's very, very powerful. It balances your bioenergetic field as well. The DNA seal removal and activation is something that I actually downloaded when I was up in Tahoe and received it as a divine download and translated it as removing seals from the 5th, 6th, and 7th strands of the DNA, which inhibit us from communicating with our higher self. The Ascension Symptom Flush, amazing. I'm going to talk a lot more about that next week, because if I get into it now, I'll never stop talking. Spiritual Detox, and 3 more Goddess activations. Week 4, we really get into it, calling in abundance. You get another DNA activation and empowerment. I like to do these a week apart. If you were to get the DNA activation package with me, I always do these, the 12, the 24, and the 36 a week apart, because you need to be able to assimilate those energies. And your DNA is rearranging in that time, and it's recoding, and it's sending information, it's sending signals to kind of upgrade your DNA. So that's why we need to do these a week apart. The True Abundance activation, the Soul's Blueprint activation, which I really love, the Miracles activation, which I pretty much run every day, the Procrastination release, which is huge, and then 3 more Goddess activations. Week 5, things get really juicy when we do Sacred Sexuality. In this, when I designed the 6-week course, I realized, well, I can't really have a Sacred Feminine Manifesting course without including a week on Sacred Sexuality. It's just really important. And it's something that I normally would have kind of shied away from and be like, you know what, I don't really, that's out of my purview. I don't even, I don't know what to say about that, but I really felt when I was getting guidance on creating this course and what I was going to put in it this time around, it just kept coming back to be, you need to put in something about sacred sexuality. And so you get a 36-strand DNA activation and empowerment. And this is really allowing you to, this is the one that I think accelerates this level of growth and development and takes your spiritual awareness to a much higher level. The 36-strand activation and empowerment of your DNA really, really does that. This is where we release romantic oaths, vows, soul contracts, okay? So this may be things that we've held on to in previous lifetimes that are manifesting in this lifetime, and we can clear that. We can clear it from the DNA, we can clear it through ancestral karma, and we can clear it in this lifetime as well. And then the glorious sexual Shakti essence empowerment. I know it's a mouthful. I give a long description of that. It's amazing. That's only part of the description. When I give you the actual, what do you call it? The PDF manual for this, it explains it in depth, in more depth than I give the description here. And you'll get that in week 5. So not all of these, and I've explained this in the last course, are you able to attune others to. Anything that's part of the Sacred Soul Alignment modality, unfortunately, unless you're a practitioner yourself, you cannot attune other people to the Sacred Soul alignments. But anything that's not Sacred Soul Alignments TM, so stuff like the glorious sexual Shakti essence empowerment, or the Ascension Symptom Flush, the light body integration, the inner warrior attunement, which is in week 6, I'm going to talk about that in a minute, you will be able to attune others to those. And you get PDF manuals for those and instructions on how to do that. But the sexual Shakti essence, I just love. It's just such this feeling of liberation and freedom, the sense of just being like throwing off the chains of your sexuality, and what that means to be a sensual being, and what that means to really inhabit the power of your sexuality as a female. It's just, it's beautiful. I love it. I love it. I love it. And if you don't attune anyone to anything else in this course except for this one, it'll be amazing. Love Yourself Fully is also in week 5, and activate your magnetism. And this is not only, activating your magnetism in the sense that your confidence is being upgraded and you are, and also it activates your pheromones in a way that you can, yes, absolutely attract romantic partners, and even the romantic partner that you have, you can be more sexually appealing, or just come across as more this powerful sexual being to those you may be involved with already, or those you want to be involved with. But it also attracts and activates your magnetism in the sense of pulling clients to you, pulling friends to you, people you want in your tribe, things like that. 3 more goddess activations. And then in week 6, It's all about reclaiming your power. We are climbing the staircase in this course, and reclaiming your power is like, it's the ultimate. It's really, really an incredible week, especially because we do the inner warrior attunement. And this is where you really allow yourself to, you open yourself up and express yourself in a way that is much more open, and in a way where you don't fear recourse, and you don't have any guilt about expressing your truth. That's something that many of us feel very overcome by. We feel very overwhelmed when it comes to having a natural sense of authority. We kind of feel like, you know, someone's going to call us a bitch, or we're going to be rejected because we're coming off as being too strong, too powerful. The inner warrior, when you activate this energy, and again, this is energy that's already within you. You're just activating it. You're remembering this as part of yourself. This is something that really just removes those internal blockages, and it removes a lot of suppressed anger as well. Because think about how many lifetimes as a female you've lived where you haven't been able to express your truth. You know where that builds up? That builds up as anger, and it builds up as anger in the liver. We hold it as stress and anxiety in our spleen. So it builds up on a physical level as well as a spiritual level. So this is one of those holistic body, mind, spirit clearings, healings, and activations that is just so potent, it's so powerful. The giving away your power, energetic disconnect, and power activation, that's huge. Clearing ancestral karma, resolving oaths, vows, and soul contracts they were holding for our ancestors and that are no longer serving us, and we need to clear. The free at last is really, really powerful as well. And it's just this feeling like we've been held prisoner by our own beliefs, by our own thoughts, by emotions, so many things. And it's this removal of guilt and shame, anger and resentment on a really deep and profound level. And the Kuan Yin lavender flame and lotus jewels empowerment. I love this one because it's such a soft, beautiful energy. And I work with Kuan Yin quite a bit. As I'm trying to create more mercy and compassion and forgiveness towards others in this lifetime, I feel that's my mission, and where I'm trying to hold a lot of space now. So Kuan Yin has figured prominently for me over the last, good 5-6 years or so. And so when I received this empowerment, this attunement, that really fully resonated in my spirit in a way that never really has before. And I feel this embodiment of her spirit very strongly. And I hope that you will too with this empowerment. And this is one of these attunements you'll be able to give to other people. You'll have a PDF manual for sharing this with others. And then we finish big with 3 goddess activations. Kali, which is all about dispelling fear. Artemis is that sense of selfhood. And Nut, which is mystery. And it's kind of this unraveling of what we think of as the feminine, the divine feminine mystery, and what that means for us on an archetypal level, but also on a way that we can inhabit it in mind, body, and spirit. So, it's a lot to talk about. Any questions before we go into the alignments for today? And I'm going to pull up a YouTube meditation track. I'm going to put it on in the background, but it ends up sounding kind of choppy when I do that. So what I'm going to do is put the link up here for you. So if you want to pull up your YouTube channel right now, I'm going to put in a link for you to be able to play this music in the background as we run these attunements today for week 1. Let's see, what do I want to do today? And then I'll answer any questions. This is also a good time for you to get some water. Get yourself comfortable. You know, if you've got any distractions or anything like that that you want to get out of the room. Sorry. All right. Here is the link. So let me know when you have that up and you got your music all queued up, and then we will get started. So it'll probably take a good 25 minutes or so, depending on what's going on with all of your energy, because like I said, I'm going to be tuning into each one of you and also the group collectively to see where you are either resisting these energies or even where you are assimilating them and something really cool is going on. I will talk about it, so just know that. We're all friends here. We're all on the same page, so please don't have the feeling that anyone has anything to hide or anything that is anything that makes you feel vulnerable. Know that you are in a safe space to share. You are amongst, I know each and every one of you, and I'm talking on a spiritual level as well as a personal level. And the only one I don't know that well is Mary, but I know that your energy is beautiful and clear and pure and clean. And anything we share here, we are in a safe group for support. You guys got your music up, or do you need some more time with that? And any questions before we begin? Anything at all? Anything? And I want to just go ahead and state anything. Okay, great, Megan. Anything that comes up, anything that comes up for any one of you in the duration of this course, and it can be about any question about anything. It can be a comment. Please reach out to me whenever I send you an email for the upcoming week or whatever. That email is, that reply email is contact@catherinemasel.com. That's the best way to get in touch with me. You can reach me on Facebook Messenger, in my Facebook group. You are all in my Facebook group, so that makes it very easy. But please reach out to me with anything. There are no stupid questions, anything you don't understand, things that are coming up, lucid dreams. If you are having ascension symptoms, because sometimes when we do this work and we open up our third eye, we open up our energy, we experience what are called ascension symptoms. And they can be, sometimes flu-like symptoms. They can be headaches. They can be dizziness, tension headaches that don't get relieved by painkillers, a feeling of heaviness or denseness in a part of your body. There was an interesting thing that happened in a session with a woman where her left arm felt very numb from the shoulder down to the elbow. And when we did a little bit of clearing on that, I realized that she was holding on to a lot of, the left side of the body is all about mom energy. So if you have a lot of heaviness or denseness on the left side of your body, or something is in a lot of pain, it has to do with a lot of mom energy usually. And so we pulled some beliefs and some trapped emotions about some things that she was feeling about her mom, and then her arm got better. So this is what I mean about when we do this kind of work, this stuff is just going to come up, okay? So be aware of this stuff. Be more aware of your physical body, where things might be manifesting in your physical body as you do this energetic work, okay? Don't just ignore it, because we can clear it and move through it, and I can help you with that. So if anything like that happens, do reach out to me, and we can clear it, we can heal it, and move that energy out, okay? Because sometimes that's just a last vestige before that energy can just be resolved and cleansed and moved out. All right. So how we do these alignments. Before we begin doing the alignments, we connect to the seventh plane, okay? So in order to run these attunements on yourself, or to give them to, when you are running some of these attunements, like the Ascension Symptom Flush, or the Light Body Integration, or the Inner Warrior attunement, when you're running those on other people, you want to connect yourself to the seventh plane, because that puts you in a space where you are connected deeply with all that is, and you're in a place where there's no filters, there's no resistance, and you are really, really open in your energy. And at the beginning of running all these attunements, I walk you through the script, the exact same script that I've given you with your PDF downloads that I gave you in the email yesterday. This is how we will start every single session of running attunements, okay, and alignments. That puts me in the 7th plane, it puts you in the 7th plane, but it's just really important if you're running these, attunements on others that you be in the 7th plane. You don't always have to read the script to someone else if you're running some of these attunements on others. You just need to be in the 7th plane because then you're holding space for that person. And when you finish, you just want to make sure you do it in such a way that you are grounding yourself back in your energy. And when you're working with other people's energy, it's just really good to kind of visualize washing yourself clean or rinsing yourself off in 7th plane energy. And this could just be closing your eyes for a second and imagining white light cascading down over your whole being and asking to be cleansed. Cut any cords or attachments and send that energy to that person you're working with back to them with love. And ask that all of your energy comes back to you. That's really important. That'll help you to be very much in your power all the time when you do this kind of energy work, and you will not feel drained. You will not feel sapped of your energy, okay? So if we're ready, lovely ladies, let's do this. Let's get started. All right. So get yourself comfortable. Doesn't matter if you are laying down or sitting. If you're sitting, try to have your feet flat on the ground. Don't cross your legs. It helps for you to be rooted in good old Mama Earth energy. And if you are sitting, try to sit up straight. And it's good. It's a good physical gesture to have your hands open, palms up, because that's a gesture of receiving. And also anytime you're straight in your spine, that's a gesture of receiving too. And if you're laying down flat, make sure your back is nice and flat against whatever surface you're laying on. You can be seated on the floor or whatever. It doesn't matter as long as you are comfortable, okay? And so when you are comfortable, go ahead and close your eyes. Take a deep breath. And center yourself in your heart. And call back all parts and pieces of you, anywhere you are in another time or another place. Call all soul fragments back to you now. And take another deep breath. And send your energy down your body, down from the top of your head, through the neck, and shoulders and arms, down through your chest and belly, down your legs and into your feet, and activating the roots in your feet. Allow these roots to grow deep down into the earth, going through all the layers, strata of the earth, through dirt and rock and crystal, and connecting you with the infinite wisdom, wealth, knowledge, and abundance that millions of years of the earth holds. And go all the way to the crystal heart of Mother Earth, into her heart chakra, where you will either see, feel, or imagine a warm golden light. And go into the center of that light and connect with the unconditional love and support of Mother Earth. And gather this energy and bring it back up. Back through the roots and into your feet. Up your legs. All the way up into your heart center. And allow this unconditional love from Mother Earth to fill your heart. Imagine this love and light expanding into every cell of your body. Imagine every cell of your body expanding into the chair, the couch, the bed, or the floor that you're on. Expanding out to fill the room that you're in. Expanding to fill the building or house that you're in. Out to fill the town that you're in. out past the state or territory that you're in. Now imagine every cell of your body expanding out to fill the country, expanding out past the planet, expanding out to fill and become one with the entire universe, expanding out to fill the layers of lights beyond the universe, past the dark lights, past the white lights, past the golden lights, past the jelly-like substance that is the laws of the sixth plane with all the colors of the rainbow, expanding out to fill the pink mist of compassion at the border of the seventh plane, and finally expanding all the way to the bright white sparkly light of the seventh plane. And feel your cells merging and becoming one with all that is. Creator of all that is, it is commanded to send the sacred soul alignment, divine feminine attunement now. And so it is, thank you. And just allow this energy to filter into your consciousness. You may feel this coming in very softly. You can almost see it moving in like vapor for a lot of you. It's kind of swirling and twirling around your energy. You can feel this energy tuning you to a more amplified version of all the gifts and talents and abilities you already possess. And simultaneously bringing in new ones and expanding those as well as your current ones. Seeing a lot of blue light, a lot of just like soft whitish blue light. It's just very healing and supportive. This energy is very soft coming in. This is opening up that ability for you to be able to receive your abundance with much more of a feeling of acceptance and allowing and deserving. There's a falling away. Some of you are experiencing this falling away of this feeling that you don't deserve, or you're not allowed to, or you shouldn't be able to. These feelings are shifting out. Also, I'm seeing for a couple of you that feeling of, where you were told by your dad or a father figure that you couldn't have something. That's kind of bubbling to the surface, and it's being dissolved now by this white blue light. You can't have it because you're not a boy. You're not entitled to certain things because you haven't worked hard enough for it, because girls don't work hard like boys do. This is just stuff that's coming out and just seeing it filter out. And it's funny when we feel this energy coming out and we see it in this way, hear those beliefs spoken out loud, we realize how silly they are. We realize how ridiculous they are. But when they're part of our belief systems, they're part of our programming, they're not silly at all. They're just, they become part of our body. They become one with our cells. But we can clear that now. It's safe and right and good to clear that now. So we're going to keep layering here. I'm going to keep going with these. We have a series of 5 disempowerment release attunements here, followed up by forgiveness activation. So we're going to send that now. Creator of all that is commanded to send sacred soul alignments and attunements, guilt and shame, anger and resentment, hopelessness, self-sabotage now. And so it is. Thank you. Okay, there's some energy that's, I saw this in some of you right away. It's like this energy that's very dense, and it was coming up through the body, coming up from the belly, deep down in the belly, and then coming up to the throat, and some of it's getting choked up in your throat. So for those of you that are feeling that, just go ahead and just clear your throat, go. And then breathe out. Sometimes it's that easy, ladies. I hate to tell you, it's that easy sometimes to just clear that. If you can see where it is, if you can feel it, and then clear it that way, it can, you're like, is it that simple? Yep, it's that simple. So if you still feel that kind of welling up, or it's coming up from the belly, it feels like it's bubbling up, just clear your throat, or if you have water nearby, go ahead and drink some water. Or just take a deep breath from way deep down in the belly and just breathe it out. Yeah, just let that go. We hold on to a lot of anger and resentment about what we've been told we can't have, or what we thought we couldn't have. We thought we couldn't have abundance for one reason or the other. That creates anger in us and resentment, and grief and sadness as well. If you feel that dense energy, like I mentioned before, hovering around your lungs, right over your heart space, you can go ahead and imagine some emerald green light. You can send like some emerald green light to that area to clear it and dissolve it. Take a deep breath and just release that. There's a couple of you that are having this feeling of hopelessness. Megan, I need you to take another deep breath into your lungs. Just release that. Just release it with love. Release it with love. Sometimes we feel angry at the hopelessness, but when we can release it with love, we forgive ourselves for having that feeling of hopelessness, and we forgive it for even being there. So it's like a double clearing. And Lorinda, I'm seeing in your solar plexus, it's your seat of willpower, this feeling like you're not really fortified in your will, and that means that you can't have your abundance. There's no connection there. You can take a deep breath into your solar plexus And just release that. If that's a belief that you're holding somehow, it's a product of not only this lifetime, but it seems like a couple lifetimes. Like you weren't resolved enough or decisive enough somehow that meant some kind of disconnect between you and your abundance. No, you can let that go. You have permission to let that go. It doesn't mean anything. It doesn't serve anything. And it's something that it seems like it was planted there a while ago, and you can let that go now. So while all these attunements are continuing to run, I'm gonna keep layering. We're gonna keep going here. Creator of all that is, it is commanded to send sacred soul alignment forgiveness activation now. And so it is. Thank you. And the second I said that, Kuan Yin showed up. And if you feel at any time, at the beginning when we run these attunements, or even the very beginning of the call, if you want to call your guides, whoever you like to work with, your angels, your spirit guides, ascended masters, whoever you want to call forth to work with you, ancestors, goddesses, call them forth. We have Kuan Yin here with us now, and there is Jesus energy here too. Just offering very, very soft energy of compassion, not only for other people and situations, but for ourselves. This is a forgiveness of ourselves. Anywhere we've held resentment or blame or anger or guilt or shame, sometimes we feel that we've blamed ourselves, that we've been angry with ourselves, that we can't forgive ourselves. It's time to release that now. We're activating all of the very high frequency energy that comes with forgiveness. Forgiveness resonates right up there with love, unconditional love and acceptance. This is a very high vibrational attunement and alignment. And Mary, I'm seeing a guardian angel just standing right behind you with, it feels like feminine energy, her energy on your shoulders. Letting you know it's okay to forgive. It's okay to forgive. It's time. It's time for us to forgive. This is very beautiful. There's just a lot of really beautiful release happening. Okay. All right, so we're going to pull in. Sorry, there's a big boat going by on the strait, if you can hear that boat horn. Now we're going to bring in the light body integration. So what we're doing here with all of these is we're layering. So all of these alignments that I'm bringing forth, they're continuing to run. And even in the next 48 hours, these will continue to run rather strongly for you. Some more than others, just depending on what you need at this time, okay? But within that time, you can go ahead and listen to these attunements again and run the energy again. It's okay. You can do that. So this one is a little bit different, the way we run the energy of this attunement. So I want you to imagine a ball of energy hovering above your crown about 300 feet up and out of the top of your head. Imagine that ball of light. It's like a shimmering white, almost opalescent light, holding all of the colors, kind of like an opal ring does. It has that iridescent, sparkly quality. And I want you to say out loud, I ask to fully receive my light body integration attunement. As sent out by my teacher, Catherine, and made perfect by eternal sacred source now. And I want you to imagine that ball of iridescent shimmering light coming down now as you invite it into your energy to come in through the crown of your head and go through your physical body. And it extends out around you 360 degrees around you, all around your physical body and into your aura, into your light body. And you're activating this energy system as you do that. And I want you to say out loud, you can just say it after me or with me, light body integration, activate. Light body integration, activate. Light body integration, activate. And you're seeing this ball of energy continuing to run very slowly down through the body. And I see this energy for you as like a scanner. You know how when you look at like a document being scanned, you see this light going down and then up again and then down and up again. And that's where I see this happening. Collectively, I'm seeing all this happening for you, where it's scanning down the body and picking up parts in the body that need to be reconfigured on a cellular level. So it's scanning that and picking that up and changing that, reactivating that and healing it, and then continuing to go down the body and catching more of those places and coming back up again, okay? So this is your light body teaching your physical body how to integrate, how to hold, how to utilize more light energy, more high frequency energy coming in, okay? And now we're going to do the second part of this activation. And you can keep seeing that energy scanning that way if you want, picking up things in your energy. Or you can just see this kind of opalescent, shimmering ball of energies just completely enshrouding your body 360 degrees out in all directions. I ask to fully receive my cellular capacity configuration attunement as sent out by my teacher, Catherine, and made perfect by eternal sacred source now. And what this energy does is even more unique, but let's fully activate it. I'll tell you about that in a second. Cellular capacity configuration, activate. That's a mouthful. Cellular capacity configuration, activate. Cellular capacity configuration, activate. And so whenever you want to reactivate this particular light body integration, you can go back to your manual And look at pages 11. And I think it's 9. Sorry, page 8 and page 12. And you can just say light body integration activate. And you can just say cellular capacity configuration activate. And what you're feeling now is maybe energies that have been activated in the past coming back to you and being part of your cell's memory again. Part of your ego consciousness tends to numb some of this stuff out because we're so rooted in 3D consciousness, we have forgotten these energies. They're not part of our memory anymore. But you've reactivated that now. If you are doing work where you are accessing your Akashic records, you are trying to work with an angel or spirit guide or ascended master, and you're journeying into a part of your consciousness where you're encountering the Akashic records or an angel or being whose presence is so strong that your body starts to pull you out of your reality and starts to anchor you back in 3D, you can activate either one or both of these configurations, the light body integration or the cellular capacity. When you start to feel like you're pulling more of your higher self into your physical body and you want to integrate that more, you would call this forth. When you feel waves of pressure of the energy, as the energy shifts, moving through the portal of space and time and shifting to a higher consciousness, you'll feel the energetic pressure that's associated with that. And sometimes you can feel the space that Earth is moving through, and that will resonate, that will mirror into your physical body, so you can call forth the light body integration to help you with that. Okay? Any energy that's arriving here that's feeling like it's too much for your physical body to handle, that's when you want to activate the light body integration. Anywhere you feel your body resisting flow of energetic, high frequency energetic energies that you do want to bring in, you activate this. Okay. And what I'm seeing for all of you is just in this completely protective shroud. And every single one of you I'm seeing is pulling this energy in with no problem. I'm not seeing any resistance. And you know why? Because we're in a place now energetically where we're all ready to accept these energies now. We need them. We need the help. And that's a big one. And we're just allowing this energy to continue to run. And we're going to soften it a little bit by going into the goddess activations now. Okay. So first, we are calling forth Easter for growth. Creator of all that is commanded to send the sacred soul activation. Easter, goddess alignment now. Thank you. And Easter is all about rebirth. She is about growth, about renewal, which is very much what we're doing here, what we're initiating in this first week of working together and putting all of our energy together to support and buffer each other's growth collectively and to experience our growth individually. This is ushering in fertility and fruitfulness. And not just fertility in a procreative sense, but fertility of creativity, fertility of thought, fertility in the sense that we are planting seeds here, ladies. We are planting seeds of our future abundance, our future prosperity. And you are really calling this in a way that you never have before. or better yet, in a way that you never have before, in a third dimensional way. You're calling it in a multi-dimensional way, which is really part of your soul's remembering. Your soul knows how to do this. You're teaching your physical body now. You're teaching your body to remember what it already knows on a soul level, and thus experiencing a sense of rebirth, reawakening, and renewal. Take a deep breath in as you just breathe in that full appreciation for the fertile seeds of growth being planted here today. For your physical body being such a strong vessel now that you can accept all of these energies in without resistance and without blocks. Full acceptance as you breathe this in of who you are as an abundant being. The evolution of your soul is accelerating now as you experience more and more of your multidimensional awareness. You're receiving beautiful restorative energy. It helps you to experience more personal growth and change without fear. Change without fear. Experience of excitement for new beginnings. Knowing that infinite possibilities lay at your feet, and you need only accept, allow, and receive them. Oh, this is such a beautiful energy coming in. And all of you are receiving this one too. I don't see any resistance. I see absolutely beautiful swirling pastel colors. Like Easter eggs. Because Easter, of course, she's been, taken in and kind of bastardized by Christianity a little bit. But much as Easter represents renewal, fertility, and the rites of spring, she has been taken in and assimilated by the Catholic Church to represent the holiday of Easter, right? And the resurrection of Christ, of course. But this is going to really help you birth your dreams so that you can create a new reality for yourself that feels very harmonious, that feels aligned with your higher purpose. That's a big one. All right, I felt a little bit, as soon as I said higher purpose, I felt a couple of you just kind of like shrink a little bit. Do not be afraid of your higher purpose. Do not be afraid. Just because you haven't figured it out, because you feel you're not on your soul path completely, or you've got one foot on it and not the other, do not be afraid of that. It will be sorted in divine timing when you are perfectly ready to receive all the information to be on your highest and best path. That feels better. Okay, I'm going to bring in the next one now. Creator of all that is, it is commanded to send the sacred soul alignment, Lakshmi, goddess alignment now. And so it is. Thank you. Lakshmi is ushering in what it means to have true abundance. She really is the bringer of riches in every sense of the word. Prosperity beyond what your mind can even grasp. She really is, she symbolizes as a goddess, as her goddess energy, abundance of the heavens. And this is a total version of abundance in the sense that you're not only pulling your abundance in on a third dimensional plane, but you are pulling in your abundance as it exists, as above, so below, within and without, integrating all of that in a way that you now powerfully see your abundance, you hear your abundance, you speak your abundance through abundant words. You are aware when you are not speaking words of abundance, and you change your speech. And you feel your abundance. You feel this expansion of seeing abundance throughout all life forms, on heaven and on earth, throughout all dimensions, space and time, throughout all your lifetimes. You're bringing in wealth on so many levels, a wealth of time, a wealth of health and well-being, a wealth of love, a wealth of money, a wealth of support, a wealth of drawing forth more of your tribe. I'm seeing that for some of you, calling forth those exact right people, situations, and opportunities that put you on your highest and best path. Breathe in your abundance. And we are calling in now one more activation today in our last goddess alignment. Creative, all that is commanded to send the sacred soul alignment, Minerva goddess alignment now. And so it is, thank you. Minerva has a very powerful warrior energy. So we're going out big, we're going out strong, we're going out with a lot of power and beauty, purity. She's bringing in very, very powerful cleansing energy. So for anything and everything that came up for you today, all of these feelings and beliefs that were unleashed or came up that were just beneath the surface and have now been brought up to the light, can be cleansed in purity, can be released. You can let go of what's no longer serving you. Release those beliefs that do not support you, or your dreams, or your life while you're here in third dimensional reality. And Minerva really is an energy that allows you to amplify these beliefs that you may be holding that are really keeping you at arm's length from your abundance. And having you look at and examine your deepest beliefs that are out of alignment with your abundance, that are out of alignment with your highest and best good. Rashna, I see you in Minerva's helmet right now. I see you wearing Minerva's helmet. And I already know this, I know this about you, because I know what you're doing, but I know that you are just stepping into more and more of your power. And you've examined your beliefs in such a way that you've decided on a very deep level to let go what's no longer serving you and to step into that greater version of yourself. You're tired of the illusion and you're just stepping forth with that warrior spirit. So that's why I see you in Minerva's helmet. And it's this very patinaed helmet in a way that it's signifying that you've done battle before. You've done battle before and you're coming out on top. It's a really cool vision. But for all of you, as you move forward with this energy, as you move forward, this energy of Minerva, and you're finding that you're releasing these beliefs that are no longer in accordance with this timeline that you're on, of moving on the path of your highest and best good, but you're starting to choose beliefs more readily, without second guessing, tuning into your intuition to choose these beliefs that are for your highest and best good. Yeah, we're going out with power today. This is good. I must have intuitively chosen Minerva as the last activation so that we could all go out with some real power today. So all of these energies are starting to soften now. We're starting to come back a little bit and start to gently pull your energy back from the seventh plane. Take a deep breath in and begin to bring yourself back down into your body. Start to gently pull your energy back from the seventh plane and into the crown of your head. Bring it back down to the center of your heart, down through the body and back into the earth, going back down through dirt and rock and crystal, going into the heart chakra of Mother Earth. Connect with the unconditional love and support there. And ask Gaia to cleanse or transmute any negative, lingering energy from this healing and activation that needs to be released. Thank you, Gaia. And bring this pristine energy now back up through the earth and into your feet, all the way up to the top of your head. Allow all these alignments and attunements to anchor and integrate into every cell of your body and into every area of your life with ease, joy, and grace. And take a deep breath now and push the energy on the exhale down into your belly, about 2 inches below the navel and about 3 inches inward, to ground your energy and to integrate this alignment fully into your physical body. Go ahead and do that again. Take another deep breath in. And do that again, pushing the energy down your belly, 2 inches below the navel and 3 inches in. This grounds all this energy on a very deep physical level and grounds you back into your physical body. And then when you are ready, take another deep breath in and open your eyes. And I am anxious to hear how all of y'all are feeling. I want to know what happened for all of you, what you felt or what you are feeling. I know Easter is beautiful. Isn't that a gorgeous energy? I really love that alignment. What I saw was a lot of swirling pastel energy, just very, very pure and clear and like kind of translucent and misty. It was really, really beautiful. Lots of emotional release. Awesome, Mary. Really good. If anybody wants to, because we're such a small group, if you want to unmute yourself and say what happened, that's perfectly all right if you want to share verbally. Lakshmi hurt my head, very painful. So here's what was going on with you, Lorinda. I don't know if you remember me talking about that connection that you had. I had to do some breathing on that one. There was this this weird thought process disconnect that was happening with you and what was in your solar plexus. So normally when you look at like the solar plexus chakra, you see that bright yellow sun energy, right? But what I saw was like a very, first of all, it was damp. There was something about it that felt damp. I don't know what that's about. But it was a very dull yellow energy, and there was this thought that was like attached to it. Like I could read this thought, like it was right over your solar plexus, about you being unresolved in your will, not being able to make like resolved decisions before that left you feeling out of alignment with your abundance. So you may want to do some deeper belief work on that. And if you want to get in touch with me and do some deeper belief work on that with me, I can help you with that, because there's a disconnect there with you. So I would do some shadow work. I would definitely recommend doing the chakra clearing meditation that I mentioned at the beginning of this recording on my website, CatherineMassell.com. Go to free meditations and alignments. And it's just, you don't have to opt in or anything. It's just a free one there. I'm wondering if you can shed any light on this. I have someone that I'm not currently in a relationship, but we're connected at the heart. I feel like he's wanting to come forward again. At the very moment when you said I had a guardian angel telling me to be in my feminine, I had the thought that I need to be in my feminine to receive him back in. Does that make sense? I really felt our heart connection during the beginning of the session. I'm just going to take a look here for a second. Hold on. You got to do a little more soul searching on that one. So whoever this person is, you still have very conflicted feelings about whatever transpired between the two of you in the past. The guardian angel energy I wasn't really sensing was about that. The guardian angel energy was more about you standing in your power and saying, you know what, I got you. I got you, lady. You go ahead and do this. We got your back. You're supported. You're loved. You're held. You're cradled in love and support. It was more about you stepping into your power. So that what that might mean is that you need to really like take this to your meditation mat and figure out if that relationship or rekindling of that relationship puts you in your power or takes you out of it. Okay, does that make sense? Okay. And again, you know, I encourage you guys, reach out to me if you have more questions about this stuff. This is what I do. This is what I'm here for, okay? Anybody else want to share? That was a really, really powerful light body integration as well. Does anyone want to share what they felt during the light body integration? That's the best form of release, Rashna. When you start laughing, great. And sometimes it's this, I don't know if you guys remember, but when I was saying, I think this was at the very beginning, that I was seeing this energy of these beliefs coming up. It was when I was running the Divine Feminine Attunement. These beliefs that were coming up that I was reading on a good number of you, about where we've told ourselves we are disconnected from our abundance, or we can't have it, or we shouldn't have it, or we're a girl, we're not allowed to have it, how silly that feels. So that resonates very much with what you're saying, Rashna. It's just like, that's how I was feeling when I was seeing that release within you guys. It was like on a soul level. I didn't see any of you laughing out loud then, but I saw this energy that was very just like light and ebullient and just like, so stupid. So that's what I saw. It all felt wonderful, but I have a really itchy back now. Oh, interesting. Okay. So usually when you have that essence of noticing your back on a physical level, it's your past, okay? It's a metaphor for the past. So things that you are letting go of. And an itch is something you need to scratch, correct? So when you think of your back and you're thinking about something in the past tense, what is it that just needs to be quelled about that? What itch can you scratch that kind of releases you from the past and allows whatever kind of ancestral karma or, you know, old DNA programming or belief programming that needs to now fall away? And it may just be something very simple. Like, you know what I mentioned, I really want you to take this to heart, ladies, is that a lot of this work will bring stuff up right there for the surface. It's like serving it up to you on a platter. It's up to you whether you want to take the bait or not. and be able to say, okay, this is here now. I see it. I can't really deny it anymore because it's right fucking here. So you can do one of two things. You can suppress it and say, oh, well, you know, yeah, it's there. That's too bad. Or you can say, no, that's there. And now I see what that is. And so I can just do some EFT tapping and I can finally clear it and let it go. I can do some forgiveness work on it and clear it and let it go. I can do some cord cutting work on it, clear it and let it go. I can do some shadow work on it. I can clear it and let it go. It's about this acceptance first. That's the first part of clearing, always, is this acknowledging, this acceptance that it's there, and then just saying, I don't want it anymore. I don't want it anymore. I want this. In fact, don't say I don't want it anymore. Say, I want this. Whatever is the polar opposite of what you're being shown. And then do something. You take action to move that out. And that is a gesture to the universe that says, oh, well, she really means it because she's taking inspired action on moving this out. Let's help her out, okay? Ask your angels and your guides, and I want you to work with them closely as we do this course and as we progress further into this material, to call forth your guides, your angels, your ascended masters, ancestors, whoever comes from the other side to help you out with this stuff, call them forth. This is what they're here to do. They're here to serve us in this way, especially when we do this work, okay? Because that stuff that's coming up to the surface, if you need a little guidance about how to actually clear it for yourself and that's aligned with your best, highest path, that's what they're there to help you to do, okay? So do call on them. That's why meditation is going to be a really big part of this as well, because we have these epiphanies during meditation about how it is that's in our highest and best good and aligned with us to release things, okay? Any other questions or comments? Anything you want to share? Because we went for a long time today, so we better shut her down pretty soon. Anything else at all? But that was a lot of work today, ladies. So now you can see like how intense this is. And that's why it's really important to, you know, self-care is really, really good. If you want to be able to release toxins more on a physical level, you can take a very good purging bath, which would be, you know, filling up a tub and doing a half a cup of baking soda, half a cup of Epsom salts. Put in your favorite essential oils, nothing that's going to be irritating to the skin. So lavender, rose is really good, especially as we work with these goddess activations. Working with rose essential oil is so purifying and it's such a high vibration. That will help you purge more toxins on a physical level, okay? Lots and lots of water. Look at your food as fuel. When you look at what's on your plate and you ask yourself, is this fuel or is it just garbage? Am I emotional eating? And that's a thing that can come up when you do this course too, is that because we're getting rid of so many emotions and maybe so many things are right at the surface, we tend to engage in emotional eating. So be aware of that as well, okay? Kind of monitor yourself in that way. So I guess there's no more questions. So good. And like I said, if you have stuff that comes up, you have stuff that you want to talk about, comments, questions, do reach out to me, do email me. Get a hold of me in the group. Since all of you are in the group, go ahead and do that. You're welcome so much, Lorinda. And next week, we'll be going live again at 11. And it'll be a longer one next week. It'll go from 11 to 12:30. The following week, we will be meeting at 9 a.m. Pacific time. Because I am going to be meeting with my good friend Lorinda, and we're going to go and have a little summertime fun. So we're going to do an early class that day, and that pretty much after these next 2 weeks, it will just be an hour, okay, for each class, so it'll be a little bit easier. You're so welcome, ladies. If any of you wanted more information about the Belief Upgrade Bootcamp that I'm going to be doing in a couple weeks, remember, I'm only opening it up to 9 ladies. So if you're noticing any beliefs that are coming up for you here as we do this work, and you really want to clear them, you're having a hard time clearing them and getting rid of them, you may want to reach out to me and get in that boot camp if you're interested. So you can drop me a line on that. But once I advertise it, I'm hoping that the positions, the seats will go pretty quick. Anyway, so much love and light to you, ladies. Have a great week, and I love you. I'm so glad you're on this journey with me, and mwah, love and light.